What we are going to do is we're going to create a masterpiece of a Monday Zoom. So I'm recording right now. This is going to be one take. Okay, you guys, we're going to do it in one take. No pauses, no interruptions, no nothing, no do-overs, no ad-libs. We just get to make one take. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. Some people know about the bars. I'm already ahead, Kimmy. Mia, what up? So let's just do this right now. We're going to just sing happy birthday to my younger sister, Mia McKinley, on her, yes, this is her real age, 32nd birthday. So anybody who can unmute themselves to be able to sing, unmute yourself, and I'll start it off right now. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mia. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Y'all sound like Eddie Kane when he was on drugs. Nights like this, y'all. Anyway,
Thank you guys. That was beautiful.
yes. 30, 32. Awesome. And I appreciate everybody in whatever key that they were in. So, Monday, first Monday of the new month, August. Exciting times, guys. We didn't have any SCSs, and we're having SCSs soon. Does anybody have anything good to share about life? Besides being alive for 32? All right.
I do.
All right, and Candy, unmute yourself, Candy, after Mia.
Hey, I'm already unmuted.
I said after.
Oh, okay. It has nothing to do with my birthday, but so this is really exciting for me. Like I have a confirmed guest for STS. I have not had like a new guest in a little bit. And I don't know like if you guys have ever experienced this, but like if you meet someone and then just something about them just like you want to provide like some type of security or something, like you just want to protect them. Sorry, my flowers just spilled all over the car. Crap. But like she's 24, her husband just left her, she has a 3-year-old son, and it's just like, yo, you need to be around this new environment. And I'm so excited. Like I text her, I was in church yesterday, I was like, just so you know, I'm gonna kidnap you the whole weekend. You're coming to the Herbalife event, you're coming to church, like, and I know she just like needs it. And then I started thinking like, yo, there's so many people who probably just really just need this. And I'm just excited to meet those people and be in high attraction mode for those people like that, you know, for sure this is like gonna change their life. So I'm really excited when you guys see her. Her name is Stephanie. Please give her a hug. She's just like a little angel on earth. She'll be there on Saturday.
Perfect. Thank you. Candy Nap, you could unmute yourself.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to share something. It's not really anything too major, but if you guys haven't read that or listened to that 10X rule, have you guys listened to that, the audio yet, or the book? That is seriously the 10X rule.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I've been listening to that when I work out or when I go for a run. That gets you so fired up. I mean, seriously, that book is good. The audio is, I haven't worked this hard, and I can't tell you how long, and my day just flew by, and I'm so fired up.
So
I've just been working all day. And
what part, because I know it's like the first chapter anyway, but like what part got you where you're like, what?
Well, I can't really say the word
Oh,
on
stop
here,
acting like a little.
but stop being a little bee. Like that part, I told my husband, I came home, I let him hear it, and I was like, that was written for me. This book is totally written for me.
Oh
Like, this
man,
is good.
I'm not
Like, there's
married,
no
but
excuses. You cannot put the, oh, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm not married, but you know, when he don't want to do what you say, I wouldn't recommend you quoting Grant Cardone to him.
No, he's good. It's all me. I mean, there's no excuses in this business, and there's always something. You know, I have 4 kids. There's always something, or that I've been coming up with, and I'm like, that just hit me hard. I mean, there is nothing. There is no excuse for anything.
Yes.
You have to take that responsibility upon yourself, and you want to make it all happen. And that was just life changing. Seriously, that book was good.
Yes. Thank you, Candy, for sharing. She's talking about the 10X rule by Uncle G, Grant Cardone. You guys got to check out Grant. He does a lot of stuff live, a lot of Instagram stuff, a lot of videos, always dropping a lot of YouTube content. Just about this hustle, just about, great mindset to be in another lifestyle. And he has a great story. So thank you. Preston, man, what up, dog?
What up? So just got confirmation for some clients that I have out in Montana. They're going to the STS this weekend. So I'm gonna drive down to LA, go to the first one with them. It's good to see you guys, everybody down there in the IE. So looking forward to that.
Nice. Awesome. Invite them to the midnight run going down in the IE. That'll be a great way to kind of, yeah, buddy. Got to put you on the second. Got it?
Thank you.
Hey, Adrian, put a shirt on while we on Zoom. Thank you. Because then the girls start doing it, man, and we don't want that. Right? Anybody else got some good stuff to tell? I know y'all do.
I do. It's Armani.
All money.
So yesterday I hopped on a summertime family call, and they were talking about the 4 agreements. And I've heard of it. Ruben talked to me about it a couple times, but I never read it or listened to it. And I listened to it this morning, like the full thing. I think I have like 20 minutes left, and that shit was crazy. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but that thing really just like smacked me in the face with life, and I'm excited.
Which part?
Just to read. Honestly, it would don't take anything personal. Like Ruben always tells me that, but I already know. But the way they explained it and how like fear is, it was just bars. And then about actually applying it, not just hearing it, applying it. And it's like the 4th is the applying the other 3. Man, like that was some heat. I would buy. That's fire. I'm fired up, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, all money, man. I appreciate that. For agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz is killer. The audio will do it for you. The audio will do it for you. It definitely helps with interpersonal relationships. So, definitely get on that. Anybody else that's alive have something good to say and share? Because we want to hear it. I want to feel it. Just go back to the past 7 days and think about something.
I know what I'm excited for.
Yes, who's this?
This is Dream, by the way.
What
And you hear me?
Yeah, Dread.
I'm excited that you're doing an absolute great job as being a leader, my brother. That's it. And I'm appreciative for having somebody like that to hold the ship down.
Man, and I appreciate that, man. Look, you guys, I told you it's about to be a great call. And we got that on record right now. One take, man. Thank you, Adrian, man. And thank you for sticking in. And, thank you for who you about to be. I already know. So, like, once it happens, it's going to be crazy. The reason why I know it's going to be crazy is because we got a lot of extra bedrooms in this house that we in right now. That's all I'm saying. I'm on a Herbalife paid for vacation meaning that my sole income is from Herbalife for over 5 years. And they just paid actually for a vacation to Aruba for the president's team members. And then some of us have come to Colombia to enjoy life, chop it up, the business conversations when you guys are around president's team members. Some of you guys know, but whenever you have like 2, 3, 4 together, it's always just something new. And you're like, yo, I got to do that. Oh, man, I got to use that. Or they're asking, like, man, when you talk to somebody, like, what do you notice about them? Like, how can you help me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you see in my team where, you know what I'm saying? Like, truthful stuff. Like, it's the greatest thing in the world, like, when you have, like, a business, is to always be able to get, this great sideline relationships that you get the chance to have and, do that. And because we literally do have more rooms here, it's one of those things where everybody's going to be able to be on these trips. Everybody is able. Not everybody is, what's the word? Somebody, what's the word? Somebody unmute themselves because they know. Willing, Kimmy with the type.
Ready.
Not ready. Once you're willing, you automatically ready. It just goes. Everybody, we got disclaimers about what we're allowed to say. And a lot of those are like not typical, or they talk about averages and everything else like that. There is no averages in life. It's just all one number, and it's 100. Right? So even though we do play law of averages with talking to 10 people and how many average people, we're not even focused on the amount of people that say yes. We've got to focus on the number of people that we're saying, and it got to be 100. And not 100 people, it got to be 100% with you having those intentions with people. It got to be 100% with you being outside saying, I need to attract the people who are going to be great clients. I need to attract people who this business conversation is going to be coming easy, because we get a chance right now, and it's encouraged. And it's the most important thing that you guys can know is you have to talk to people about the business. Okay? So if you're a brand new distributor, right? Your first thing you have to do is get a client, right? Very, very simple. And that's just talking about the products, right? And this is the same stuff that all of us know. We're just talking about the products, right? And we're getting a result to make it easy to talk about the products. And guess what we also need to do is get an income result, which you're going to get from that client, right? So that you can talk about the business. And so it's easy to start your team off early if you talk about the business early. So you talk about what you've done, but then what you also have to do is you have to immediately, as soon as you get the opportunity, right? And you guys have to learn this. You have to practice. You have to cast a vision for why you're doing this business. And it's going to come from like your income continuing to grow over the next couple of months into the next couple of years. And then it's going to go into who you associate yourself around, so that people are, if me and you are in the gym together and you was like, man, I'm about to go talk to this man, the personal trainer, I talked to him before, he's broke, he's trying to figure something out, like, yo, if he come over, I'm going to talk to him. Dude comes over. If you're around me, then you have this different story of like, yo, tell him your story, or yo, you might want to listen because this dude right here, right, or whoever you're around Get team members and you're a world team, hang around them so that it's like you have this association, right? I just did a selfie, so when you're talking to people, you be like, yo, I'm just, I'm working on a business to be like theirs. So what he did was able to, leave his full-time job, right? So I'm working on a business is because even though they work full-time, they use Herbalife to pay for all of the bills, actually, and then they stack their work check, right? Like everybody's story is yours to be able to create as a new person, right? Or even somebody who's right now in the mode of saying, I got to get people in the business. How? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to get in once they know how good the products taste, so that helps. That's going to be on your side. But what you have to do is literally keep getting the client in the retail aspect simple. and then provide a lot of value around the purchasing of the product. So when you talk to people, you're really showing them like, yo, this is what your discount, your savings is. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you're going to profit. Boom, boom, boom. And you're going to go. You're going to grow your profit. And you might have to do a marketing plan. You might not have to if you're just talking to somebody on the streets, right? But then for the simple fact that you have your Go Herbalife customer site, that's like crazy value that you get a chance to enhance by saying, yo, and the cool thing is people can go on your website, order the products, you don't got to touch it, and then the profit goes straight to you. Like imagine if you was doing that with Nike and all you did was wear Nikes and everybody's like, man, it was dope. Yeah, bro, you should go to the website and order them. And then you was getting paid when they order it and Nike ships it. It's the same thing. And so even using analogies like that is something that you got to identify with your audience to use. Girl, they be giving away Mac. You know what I'm saying? I got this Mac website and you can go and you wear it anyway. Right? Whatever it is with the person that you're talking to, you can, create that. And this is game. This is, you being able to be fluid while you're in the marketplace. And you guys understand fluid, right? Fluid means that no matter what's there, you're going to get to where you're going. And where you're going is going to be, you're getting to a yes. Yes, whether it's an invitation, yes, just the contact, yes, to want to do your business. They got to be, you have to be the reason why they got to say yes. They're saying yes to you. So in your first conversation or when you start talking to people about this stuff, you got to be making them say yes to you. And a lot of it's going to come from passion. And I learned that this weekend. I'm talking to this guy out here named Pablo in Colombia. And it's just a coincidence, right? And I'm talking to him and I'm telling him about like who all of us are, while we're out chilling and hanging out. And he's like, yo, I never heard nobody passionate about like anything like this. And I'm like, yo, man, my brother, look at this. My sister, my mom, you always go with family. So if you don't have your family on products, get them on products fast because everybody can relate to these stories. Everybody can relate to this moment of saying, dang, this dude talking about what he did like for his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like that, everybody got a mama. So immediately they're going to be like, man, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you get to do. You guys are in for a treat. Does everybody like treats? Maybe not. Philip does like, yeah, all right, cool. So I want to introduce you to, man, huge inspiration of mine. Man, this guy on so many levels is the epitome of, what it's like to be a presidency member, to have a big vision, to be committed to his team. And everybody's here is like, I wonder who it's going to be. I wonder who it's going to be, right? Oh, yeah, excuse me. I'm sorry. Thank you, Kimmy. No, you got to get it off him. There you go. Cool. So, super committed to his team. Man, charismatic, bars for days, amazing human being. Winning a humanitarian award is on his list of goals to accomplish in his Herbalife career. We'll all do that within 5 years. We just gonna get that done real fast. But if not, we got a lifetime to be able to do that. And I wouldn't want to be in a foreign country with nobody who doesn't exhibit the characteristics of, loyalty, friendship, fatherhood like this guy. So I would like to introduce you guys to 15K, fairly new 15K, right? 2 diamonds, meaning senior executive president team member, Mr. Jonathan Webber. You want to move? Yeah, yeah, get through.
Woo! What up, you guys? First off, I just want to say I'm super, super, super excited and honored to be able to have the chance to like really just invest time with you guys. And I use the word invest for that particular reason, right? Because we don't spend nothing that we get to get back. And let me tell you how we get it back. we get it back through our success. We get it back through the opportunity of everybody on this line, right? The growth. I was talking to Soup yesterday, and I was like, yo, you know, when I get a chance to talk to Terrence, when I get to talk to Steve, when I get to talk to some of the guys, I was like, I talk to them just like I talk to my team. And the reason why I talk to them like I talk to my team is because what's clear to me, right, is that our success, right, breeds more success. And what I mean by that is that there will be people, right? Think about it. You might have sideline members on this call, and I'll go and get into my story in a second, but you might have sideline members on this call. And it's really important that you realize that their success breeds more success for you. Because there will be things that you won't be able to get across to your downline, to your uplines, to whoever that may be, or to the newest person coming into the business, but they will, right? Perfect example. You guys know new presidency member Tamika Adams, right? She'll tell you that, yeah, you know, I was teaching her, yeah, I was mentoring her, yeah, all that stuff was dope, but she didn't really realize that it didn't really click for her until she saw Super Mario on stage. What if he wasn't on stage? Like, what if that never happened? Like, I don't know. And I don't even want to think about it. So when we talk about things like there's only one person in the room and that's us, what it is I never mean us, my team. I mean us, meaning our sponsor is Mark Hughes, all of us. All of us. We all got the same sponsor. We all got the same upline, like each and every person on this line. Right? So at the end of the day, we all like cousins or something anyway. Right? So when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, do you want your family to win? Right? Do you want your family to win? One of my favorite lines from what's that movie when Jesus Shuttlesworth when he kept saying like you got to get that head out your heart, right? And I remember watching way back then, way before Herbalife, I'm like, wow, like, you know what? When you don't want your family to win, it's something wrong with you, right? So I just really want to make sure that you guys get this clarity of the reason that I get to be on this line is because we got to win no matter what. And I'll go ahead and kind of share my story of what that looks like, right? 5 years ago, I started this company. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no background in health and nutrition. I was just really excited to go ahead and do the business. I came in this company to do the business, right? I saw the marketing plan. I'm not sure where you guys are in the marketing plan, but I know that more people are on the call than just supervisors. But I'll tell you this. I saw the marketing plan, and I saw 25, 35, 42, and 50. And I said 50 because my time is just as valuable as anybody else's time, right? It was like, yo, if somebody's getting 50% for when they retail, when they sit down for 20, 10, 15, 30 minutes, however long it takes to sit down with someone and get them started on a nutrition program, my time is just as valuable as that person's time. So my time is just as valuable as that person's time. The supervisor was a no matter what. So if you're there or if you're not there, get there, right? Because it's family. What do? We all eat at the same table. See how deep this table is? As family, we all eat at the same table. So if I eat at 50%, you got to eat at 50%, right? So that was that conversation. So if you're there, you got to get your team there because you're like, yo, we all got to eat at the same table. If you got your newest distributor and they're 25, 30, all that stuff is awesome. They doing the AMP program, awesome. They doing their 1,000 volume points documented to go to LDW, awesome. But the goal is supervisor no matter what. You want to grow? Think about not just how many people you're recruiting, right? Which is frontline in the world. This is how that's how we hit presidency team so fast. But also of what we recruit, what's my average? Meaning how many people hit supervisor? And you know how that starts? It starts with your intention. Right? My goal is to be like, no matter, I was telling Super yesterday, I was like, yo, if anybody tastes the products with me, they're going to get sponsored. Like, there's no way out of it. Like, if you somehow didn't know about Herbalife and you tasted the products by my hand, I don't care if it was a 3-day trial, if you just came into the club and had a shake, if I handed you a lift-off, somehow you're going into my organization, no matter what. I'm like relentless with that. right? That's what my intention is. So that's what happens. Then if you become a distributor, you're going to go supervisor. Like there is no other option for you. Because again, as family, we eat at the same table. I don't care if you want, I just want to make a few dollars here. Okay, awesome. But you're going to do that as supervisor, right? So I want you guys to be thinking of when I came in this business, all I saw was supervisor, right? Supervisor, 13 days. We hit supervisor, but we did this thing called the buddy system. I'm glad that they talk about that now. And in fact, it's easier because before it was only 1 month. Now you get to do it in 2 months. Talk to your upline if you want to know more about that, but that's how we did it. We did it 13 days. We did 13,000 volume points between, well, here's what happened. Me, Corey, and Ajel, we did 10,000 because we thought we could qualify all 8 people. But what happened was then we found out that they couldn't qualify that way. So then everybody else had to do 1,000, et cetera, et cetera. But we ended up doing 13,000. We didn't qualify everybody. We qualified those that wanted to do it. And then boom. Next month we were supervisor. I remember we came in September. We did November as our, we did October as our month to shoot for supervisor. We did it. We said we would do it by the 15th. We did it by the 13th. We still were upset because fully qualified supervisor came in November. November came. I did 5,000 personal. I'm sorry. I did 3,200 personal that first month. December, 5,000. In January, my org did 11,000. And then February, my org did 32,000. So it was crazy. My 4th month in the business, I was in Get Team cuts starting at 32,000. But why? Because all I knew was that we eat at the same table. We pop supervisors. That's what we have to do. We're building an organization. If anybody comes in, they got to be supervisor. Like that was the conversation. That was the concept. It was go out and get 20 to 30 clients this month. Now things have kind of things are a little bit easier now, right? We go to the events. You guys don't know. And I'm sure it was even more difficult before we came. But things have been like made a little bit easier. So now you see the marketing plan is like 2 months senior consultant, right? 6 months qualified producer, all these different things. Guess what? That's dope. I love it. But I don't teach it. I teach what I was taught. I was taught 20, 30 clients first month supervisor. So what do when I get a new distributor, I teach 20, 30 clients first month supervisor. It worked for me, right? Then, so what happened inside of that, you guys, is that in that flow, Get Team came fast, 13 months in, boom, millionaire team cuts happened. Then that millionaire team cut literally went all the way up to almost first cut of Prez because we went through 7.5. And then 2 years later, 35 months, boom, president's team. Now, that's just a quick story. I was 230 pounds when I started. I was 31% body fat when I started. That's not the case no more because of these amazing products. Literally, I was a different person. Grew up Compton and Watts. Left home at 15 years old. Got into all kinds of stuff. Juvenile hall. Left high school early. Mom's had me when she was 16. Never had a refrigerator in my house. Never had a bed. Never had like a washer and dryer. Slept on the floor. Washed my clothes by hand. Never missed a day of school. My mom's was like relentless about not missing school. But I had to go to school with no school clothes until I turned about 12 years old to where I started getting in the streets making my own money. Right? So I grew up, which is, I guess, my strong suit is that I got this attitude. Right? I'll figure it out attitude. But I'm going to tell you, guess what? Everybody on this line got that I'll figure it out in us. Right? Because as human beings, right, what we do is we evolve and we adapt to our situations. We adopt philosophies and we think of things, but oftentimes we just don't go after it. But I'm going to tell you this. If you got a vision, if you got an idea, if you got something that's true to your heart, you got to go after it. And you got to go after it with a relentless mindset. Super Mario's president's team because he went after it with a relentless mindset. And oftentimes when you go after it with a relentless mindset, it may not look exactly like what your upline did. It may not. Because here's what it is. There's principles, which is like the no matter what. Use the product, wear the brand, talk to people, be ethical inside of Herbalife. There's these principles, but then there's this progressive sense of I got to figure it out and make it happen the way it needs to look for me. Right? So it's a blank canvas as you decide to create what your Prez team business looks like. So do something with me. Like, let's take this exercise. I want to say, you know what? I need you to think about when you get pinned, because here's another mantra that we talk about on the team. And matter of fact, we got jackets and everything coming out with it. It says Prez team is the new supervisor. So I'm like, so think about it. If you're going to hit supervisor, I'm saying, listen, let's just go to president's team. Let's just take it further out. And if we take it further out and you're getting pinned, you got to think, what does it look like? Yeah, like, what does it feel like? Like, what am I wearing? What does my team look like? What's the culture of that environment? It may not be the culture, like the direct culture that your upline press team has. It's going to be your president's team. What does it look like? How do they get along with each other? Like, how do they rock with one another? Like, what's the feel? What's the vibe? Like, what do you guys do with one another? How do you hold for each other? Like, how loyal are you guys? Like, think about what your president's team body looks like. You got to see it now. And then once you get clear, and it may be clear, it may not, but once you get it clear, I'm telling you, don't get off this homework until it becomes clear to you. And if it's clear to you now, great. Protect your vision. If it's not clear to you yet, hold on to it, get it, lock it in, and then protect your vision. Here's why. I can give you tons of reasons why. I can tell you Super Mario story. I can tell you my story. I can tell you I told Tamika this exact same thing at World Team. She said, you stupid. And I kept making her do it. And then eventually she said, one day, I'm going to have a team. They're going to be all girls. I wanted to be like, really? But she was like, they're going to be all girls. I couldn't defecate on her idea. So I was like, all right. She says, we're going to all wear white. You're going to wear black. This is how it's going to be. Exactly what happened when she hit Prez team. Right? 2 years later. So here's the deal. I'll give you an even bigger one. Right? About protecting your vision and protecting your belief and protecting your dream, right? There was this guy, 9th grade education, 23 years old, started this company, said it would do $5 billion, said it will go around the world, said, right? Said, like, did $2 million worth of products out the trunk of his car in baggies. Think about it. There was no LA Galaxies. There was no, like, big corporations that had Herbalife on it. There was no social proof with all of you guys in terms of, like, before and after pictures. There was no social media. It was just a 23-year-old dude who said, yo, I know I had it hard. I know my mom passed away based on this and that, but I got this passion to help people in this way, and this is what it's going to look like, and it's going to go around the world. Can you imagine the ridicule? Can you imagine the uphill battle? Can you imagine how hard that must have been, how difficult that must have been? So when I heard that story, I was like, yo, it's got to be, it's disrespectful for me to ever believe that this is hard when somebody like that in the 80s created a platform for us to now invest our life and invest our future, invest our kids' future should we decide to do so in. Because he protected and held on to his vision and protected and held on to his belief. That's why you protecting your vision, you protecting your belief is that important. Will people attack it? Yep. Will they talk about you? Yep. My family talked about me. My friends talked about me. They call me names, but guess what? Now they call me for money, so it's all great. And I'm still that same person, like, yo, here. Because I heard a long time ago that everybody's not going to see your dream. Everybody's not going to see your vision. And guess why not? Because it's not theirs, it's yours. If everybody saw it, it wouldn't be yours. It would be theirs, right? So you got to understand, like, yo, it's mine. That's why they don't see it. Right? When Edison was like, yo, I'm going to make the lights. Of course nobody see it. If he said it today and there was no lights, I'd be like, bro, I don't know. I don't even see it. But you got to hold on to it. Because your vision may change the world. And when you think about, oh, boy, it may not be like what I've seen before. Perfect. It's all good. Because my belief, my interpretation of when they say you got to have a canister of shake in every household, that means we got to represent every household. That means we got to be every household. Because if you don't look like, if you don't create something that looks like my household, I'm not going to accept your products into it. That's why you see car commercials cater to all these different genres, cater to all these different demographics. Right? You see food commercials, McDonald's. I was in Philly, and it had like the McRib on the thing, and it said like this Joan. So I'm like, what? They're using the slang out here and everything for the McDonald's commercials. right? So we can't have a canister and shake in every household unless we represent every household, right? So inside of this, I want you to think. It's not so much about how many followers, right? Not how many followers you have, how many people who do exactly what you do. There's principles and there's systems that are awesome and will teach you roadmaps to get there, but it has to look like it needs to look for you. So stay with that mission, stay with that mindset, and I want to leave you on this point, right? So I want you to think about this, right? So we'll go along this journey and we'll be like, yo, I want to hit Get Team, or I want to hit Middle Team, I want to hit President Team, I want to hit Supervisor, or I want to hit whatever it is. And then we'll get this adversity, let's just say, or we'll get some type of objection, and then we'll say, well, maybe it's not for me. What I want you to get is that it's not until you set a goal and create a commitment that obstacles show up. Like, name one thing that you set a goal for or made a commitment to where no obstacle came up. Like, that's where obstacles come up, right? Even in childbirth, there's labor, right? Labor has to happen no matter what. In order for something beautiful to come into this world, right, to manifest, labor just has to happen. And it don't always feel good, according to the women that I hear. I mean, I don't know personally, and I thank each and every one of you women for the pain that you bear. I don't understand it, but I hold you guys in such high regard as a result of it, right? And know that just like God gives us spiritual life, right? You give us mortal life. So that parallel is something dynamic that I have to praise, right? But that's a whole nother story, but we'll go into that another time on another call. But listen, right? So as you look into what's possible for your life, as you look and say, yo, this is what my commitment is, stuff is going to come up. There has to be a dichotomy, right? There will be no night without day. There will be no fast without slow. There will be no good without evil. Like, it just has to be there. So when you see it, I need you guys to say, yo, oh, that's that thing. That means I'm on the right track. People are saying no, right? That means that I'm doing the right thing. People are hating on me. Trust me, because if nobody's talking about you, then you're not really doing nothing. And if you're not prepared to get talked about, you're not prepared to grow. But guess what happens? In the process of you continuing on, right? You continuing on, guess what happens? You start to change. And the awesome part about you changing, you're not changing who you are. There's just like it's like a remodel happening. There's like an upgrade taking effect in your life. And inside of that upgrade, it has to happen, because think about it, everything that grows has to change. There's nothing that grows that doesn't change. Right? But then we're in that process and you're like, yo, I want to grow, but I don't want to change. I want to grow, but I don't want to change. Okay, great. You're not going to grow if you don't change. I know I'm not going to grow if I don't change. I know that if I want to get more, I have to give more. Right? I know that if I want to be great, I got to serve more people, which means I got to do some things different. I got to carve out more time, right, to give to the newest person to continuously build what it is for me in terms of my goals and my dreams. Right? So think about it. Growing things change, right? And inside of change, that piece of change, we struggle with the change because you know why? Because it's a lack of trust. And we don't truly trust, right, what's before us. Therefore, we don't necessarily move into that phase of change because you're like, I don't know if I trust it. Soup said it. So-and-so said it. Whoever said it. John probably said it. It's all good, but I don't really trust. Guess what? Take this on. That trust that we have to deal with came before Herbalife. It came when somebody disappointed us or wasn't there for us or whatever. But guess what? There's nobody more committed to your success than your uplines, period, point blank. I'm going to commit, but your uplines are going to commit more because you know why? Because we want diamonds. When Herbalife says, yo, we're going to go to 20, 30 billion, you know what that means? That means that we need more Prez team because we can't get there without more and more Prez team. We can't get from 7 billion to 14 billion without doubling the amount of President's team members. So when you hear from the audience, your corporate staff saying, yo, we going here, that means that they're saying that, yo, your spot is reserved for Prez team already. because we need you there in order for us to go where we say we got to go. For us to sit before our committees or our board and say, yo, we're projecting and forecasting these numbers, that means that they have identified that there's presidency members on this phone call, that there's presidency members that haven't come up yet, but they're creating platforms for it to happen. So let me tell you this, right? In terms of Herbalife right now, that this promotion that's come up about recruiting like your 2 new members, that program, and then boom, them recruiting more, and then boom, popping supervisors before January, like that whole flow, if you don't know it by heart, learn it. Pull up the paperwork, like literally learn it, know it word for word, grab your X amount of new distributors, right? Teach them how to document that volume, get to that DAP, qualify, right? Then boom, pop those supervisors, get there and decide. Because I'll tell you like this, if you world team right now, and you at least do a minimum of 5 frontline supervisors by extravaganza. You take a year to do at least 5 frontline supervisors, you'll pin change. I can tell you that for sure. Even if it took you a year to get 5, you won't be world team. Because if you do that and you're doing your 2,500 documented, guess what? They're going to do at least a percentage of that. Therefore, your 10K org is done at least. So you walk the stage in Houston, something different anyway. When I got off stage, you know what hurt my heart? When I got off stage, this extravaganza, you know what hurt my heart? Because I have this us mentality. What hurt my heart is say, you know what, John? If you don't have more team members on this stage crossing, then it's something wrong with your leadership. That's my personal thing. So I'm like, yo, I came out with this. We came out with this, yo, how many supervisors is popping every 3 levels every month? Every month. I want you guys to think about like, yo, am I gaining weight or am I losing weight? Am I growing or am I not? Is it, you know what I mean? Like where am I? Where am I? Like, cause if you're not getting ahead, then somehow we're sinking behind. Now, if you sink behind because based on people are not ordering as much, okay, awesome. But if you're looking at, yo, I might be sinking behind, but I'll pop 12 new supervisors or 13 new or 3 new supervisors, and I see that my number of people coming into my business every month is X amount more, then you know that you can still look at I'm still growing or I'm still building. So I want you guys to start taking on your business if you haven't already, right? If you don't have BizWorks, I don't care if you got download or not, but if you're a distributor, get it. And start really taking on like, yo, what am I building? Because it's awesome to do volume, right? It's awesome to do high volume. It's awesome, but guess what happens? You could do, but then eventually you'll wonder, like, if I didn't learn how that piece of converting or that piece of like building distributors, then at that point, why am I not going up the marketing plan? Because I'm gonna tell you, royalty is king. So with that being said, you guys, I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to share. Like I said, it's been 5 years. Everything that I would say that I learned in the first 2 years is literally what Mark and Jill taught us all as an organization. I still kind of just stick to that same stuff. Nothing new, nothing special. It's Herbalife used where it taught, but then there's numbers inside of it, and Soup will give you his numbers. I'm sure he's already done it. Like, yo, here's how many distributors I got. Right, here's how many clients I would get. Here's how many blah, blah, blah. And once he gives you that, the blueprint, the roadmap, it's up to you to be like, yo, I'm going to follow that train or not. But I'm going to tell you like this. As you decide to do it, those are the principles. As you decide to do it, it don't got to look like nobody else. It got to look like what's on your heart. You got to have fun with this. You got to make it a game. And you got to acknowledge your sidelines, right? And encourage them. If they sit VIP with you 1 month and then don't sit VIP with you the next month, you need to be like, yo, what up? The reason why these relationships that we have here in this room that's here in Colombia is because we saw each other at events where we qualified and we would be sitting at the same tables. It wasn't because I was in San Antonio or I was in DC or I was in IE. It wasn't because of that. It's because we gave each other this certain respect as soldiers, right? Because we would show up and qualify for the same stuff and meet in them same places. And it just so happens to be that we also get up to marketing plan and go to president's team. It's no coincidence. All right, so pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signals. Beast out this life. I love you, and let's go.
Let's go. Appreciate you, Ed. Turns up. Turned up. People. They still clapping. All right. Let's just get 2 or 3 really good takeaways for those of us who are compelled to share. You can unmute yourself to speak freely. Yo, who's that? Yo,
bro.
Yeah.
Royalty is king. Beautiful.
Royalty is king. Beautiful. Of course, Terrence like that. And if y'all don't like that, if that ain't your favorite part, I don't know. Y'all missing the point. Royalty is king. Anybody else?
Kimmy.
Kimmy, what up?
What's up? Thank you so much, Jay Webb. The one thing that I wrote down and circled and underlined and did all of the great stuff is when you said when adversity comes up, say it's that thing. Cause like, and I love that you kept saying, like giving examples of like when people are saying no, when people are making fun of you, when people are hating, etc. That's that thing. And so I love that. I underlined it. I'm just gonna remember like that's that thing. We growing. You gotta change. You're trying to grow. You're trying to grow. You change it. So it's that thing when people are like, yeah, I'm gonna get on your HOM call, and then they don't show up, and then they don't text you back. So thank you so much for giving us nuggets. Thank you.
That's so dope, and I don't want to go back into it, but let me say this one thing of that. When you live in your vision, right, it don't hurt as bad. It's when you live in your work, it's when it hurts. It's like, yo, I invite 5 people, nobody shows up. It hurts if I'm living in my work. Because I'm like, oh, I did all this to invite them. If I live in my vision, and my vision is Get Team, Mill Team, Press Team, it don't matter because Get Team, Mill Team, Press Team is happening. It's happening. That's why I'm like, yo, you got to get clear on that vision first. And once it's locked down and it's solid, it don't matter so much when they don't show up because you know you're going anyway with them or without them. One person don't make or break your business, right? So fire me up. Let's go.
Fire me up. Okay, that's my favorite part now. I wrote that down.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I got one.
Double
It's
D.
D.
What up?
Yo, when you said if you're not prepared to be talked about, you ain't prepared to grow. People always want to live in, oh, they said this, my family ain't support me. They talk about me. My family to this day, 3.5 years later, still talk about me. But it's like, if you ain't prepared to be talked about, you ain't prepared to grow. That stuck out to me majorly. So let's get it. We all eat.
Facts.
Fire me up. They talked about Jesus. Come on now.
Mark Hughes.
What makes you think what makes us think we so awesome that they're not going to talk about us? Really?
Let them talk. My pool changed colors. Right? Get you a big boy job. By the way, we got like millionaire team member Sean Morton in the house. We got president's team member Sharif Taiwo in the house. We got president's team member Will Davis in the house. So y'all could have, man, if this call was longer, y'all could have got it from like every angle. But the thing
We
about
got time.
Oh, who got one? Who that?
We got time. We listening.
Look, man, what Jay Webb just did, it was like
Today we got time, cuz.
it was enough with Jay Webb. But the thing about it is,
Let him go.
everybody gonna say the same thing. And you might just have heard it first from Jay Webb. And that's the point. Reef gets on, you might be like, dang, Soup say that all the time. And then we'll get on and he'll say some stuff, and it might be the first time you say it, and then you'll hear it again. Because it's a small section of what it takes to become a president team member. It's a small, like we're not doing much, like, Jay Webb said. Like the basics are priorities, and then everybody's gonna bring something that they connected to their vision, and then that they did within that work, right? Little bit different, a couple little different avenues, but it's like the same thing. But when that vision is locked, like he said, and when it's set, that never gets set until you make the decision to go to president's team. Like that vision, whatever vision you're talking about, until you decide to go to president's team, which means you immediately, your actions change to match that goal and that decision. Like we know that one of the two aren't set. We know the vision ain't all the way clear, or we know you ain't really decided. Because then there's not these days and these months and these weeks of having a bad day or a month and a week. Bad week? If you want to get the Prez team in the next 2 years, you can't afford a week, bruh. Man, these are the keys. Now hold on, man. Will said he got
looking for the special.
You know,
the special. They're looking for the
the other
roadmap.
the secret
roadmap
man,
to success.
Man,
I'm gonna give it to them.
So,
give me all these 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
You use the products. You wear the brand, and you talk to people. I just gave it to them. Everybody should be pressing.
Everybody should be pressing. Everybody should be pressing. And that's the biggest thing that you guys can take away as we're about to end this call, you guys. What I want you guys to do is understand that new people, you heard it right here, 4.5 president's team members, right? It's not because he's president, I'm like little and I'm the half. Nah, he's more people on the team, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, forget the jokes. Right. Right. Table full of products out here, right? New people, you got a chance to hear from 3 president's team members that is really about use, where, talk. And no matter where you at in the marketing plan, we're all new because we're all going to have to be changing. So as you change, it's like hearing use, where, talk is different today than it'll be when you're president's team. Like when you're president's team, you laugh how crazy it's only use, where, talk. It sounds different. You're like, man, I hope everybody wrote it down again. Like they keep saying it from stage. I hope people are really writing it down, even though they know it. I hope they write it down again. Like it has to be on your page on this Monday call. Because what I did was I wrote it down every time I heard use, where, talk. Every single time from the day I started Herbalife. I missed actually extravaganza. I was like, man, I actually didn't write down use, where, talk just right now. And I was like, I think it was that Sunday when I was asleep though. So, all right, no, I'm joking. So, you guys, it's really that simple, but it really does come from that moment that you really see it. And with that, sometimes your vision might have to include the fact that, yo, it's about to be crazy. That was a motto that I used to be. People like, man, how's everything going? I'm like, yo, it's about to get crazy. Not knowing like how crazy the business is, not knowing how crazy the world is, that, you know, tries to make themselves opposition that I don't see them, right? But I just knew everything was going to get crazy, and I was ready for it. It was like, that was exciting, you know, because the strength that you have as a person getting through challenges is like where you should be trying to go for. Like, oh, this happens? Easy. Oh, that's coming? Easy. There's a flood? Oh, easy. I'm stranded at the airport? Oh, so what? Easy. House got broken into? And whatever, like, I could get stuff back. Like, if you didn't die, then you can keep going, like, through whatever, right? That's just pretty much the rules. So we're going to end on that. I want y'all to make sure y'all post on J-Web page, man. Say what up. We trying to get this Colombian Wi-Fi good. Don't matter. It'll be good on the recording. Sorry about that. Yeah, say something to J-Web, you guys. Keep watching the journey, man. It's going down. Learn the marketing plan. Look over the best promotion ever, like J-Web said, because I understand it's bad Wi-Fi. Thank you. What you want me to go do? Tell it to be good? Dang. Get in the corner, Wi-Fi. Badass. Nah. So, all right, you guys. We're going to see y'all next Monday. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.